fair. It's something I'd want to get into a bit more. When we hang out, like you guys are getting out all the different array of
bottles,
drinks.
Drinks. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Mate, I'm editing this week. Like, watch it with curse words. I'm gonna have my work cut out. Usually, if I know people aren't swearing, I just press play, and then go to sleep for an hour, and then finish it and like bounce it down. Now I'm gonna have to like censor stuff out.
All over the shop,
attention.
Mate. All over the shop. Basically, yeah, you two like your whiskey. I'm a noob, and it intrigues me, to be honest. I quite like finding that bit of this, bit of that, but. So I've gone for, the good lady got me this for Christmas, just like a little stocking, because there's only a small bottle. I don't know the brand, so maybe you two can help me out here, if it even is a brand. I hope she's not listening. Highland Single Malt Scotch Whisky.
Okay.
Nice.
That's the brand.
Okay, show us the bottle.
What's the words above at the top?
Yeah, above the mountain. What does that say?
Exceptionally smooth.
Oh God!
Nice. Okay, cool.
No information there.
Listen, what we know from we're being detectives now. What we know is that it's a single malt. Okay, so it's made from grains from just one particular distillery. It's also a Highland, so it's in that particular region. So we can sort of judge that it's going to be a roughly a certain flavour.
I like it. Poirot's on the scene.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could say what is it? Did you say it was 12? Did it say 12 years?
Yeah, aged 12 years.
I mean, yeah, that's a decent amount of time to age a Scotch. So I can't see any reason it would be bad. I just don't know. None of that is the brand. So
there must be something on there. Yeah. There must be.
There's no website. It just says Highland 12-year-old single malt Scotch whisky.
Fair play. Mate, well, it won't be bad. I'm sure it won't.
Yeah.
To be honest, it kind of sounds similar to like what you'd get with like a Tesco's like Finest or Sainsbury's Classic or whatever the brand is. Like their version of a Highland. They'll have a Highland malt and like an Islay malt and a Speyside malt. So
right. Listen to this bad boy then.
Ooh.
Is this a cork pop then? Is this the first time you've opened this?
Nah, it's about halfway through actually.
Oh right, cool.
Fair play.
But it's trying to get my knowledge up, and when I chat to you guys, it helps out a little bit because it's cool. It's it's interesting. Like the peated stuff, I had no idea. Didn't know anything about it.
Right.
The peated whiskey and it's all learning curve. So
well, is that? Well, that's what I was going to ask you actually. Like that's a little test, isn't it? Like if you're relatively new to Scotch and whiskey in general, if you taste that, can you tell us is it smoky or not?
Right, let's find
out. Is it peated? Yeah, has it got that sort of smoky flavour to it?
No, I don't think it has.
Right,
but it's nice. Like it's quite sweet. It's that tingle like on the mouth.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cool.
A bit tingly. That's about it. Yeah, it's nice. Decent.
Sure.
Awesome, man. Well, like you're saying, if there's a bit of sweetness involved, Highland malts can go one of two ways, can't they? Sometimes they can be peated. Sometimes they can be on the Speyside end of things, where they're a bit vanilla-y, caramelly, creamy, sweety, that sort of thing. So perhaps that's what this particular one's going for. It's going for the smoother, sweeter sort of end of things. Sounds great to me, mate. Like, listen, if you find a brand on there, let me know because I want to give that a go. Or like, if ask the missus where it's from. I want to try it. That's like a neat little bottle as well because it's not like a miniature like you get out of a hotel room or something. It's like it's a full bottle, but it's like just like a doable size, isn't it? Like what's the size?
25 centilitres or something.
Yeah, it's cute, man. 20 cl.
20 centilitres. Cool. Okay. Yeah, good amount. It looks great.
Man, I like it.
That's awesome as like a taster size, isn't it? Like, especially if you're getting into things. Like, I'd love to go into a whiskey shop and buy maybe like 4 or 5 of those. Because they're because that's going to make like, a bottle and a half worth in total, isn't it? But you've got 4 different types. I wonder if there's a bit of a market for that. perhaps like distilleries making small bottles to try and get people involved a bit more, or to like let people try. Do you know what I mean? Because if I went to a distillery tour, right, and did the tour, because it's always good fun, isn't it? If I came out at the end and could buy every one of their different malts in 20 centilitre bottles, I'd buy them all. And I'd go back and try them all, and do you know what I mean? And it's more than just one mouthful, isn't it? That you get in like a miniature, quote unquote.
No, for sure. You're onto something.
Definitely, there must be something. That's a gap in the market if there's nothing there for that.
Big time.
The closest thing I've seen is like in the whiskey shop. Sometimes they have like a barrel where they let you fill up like a small. It's not quite 20 centilitres, probably like 15, 10 centilitres maybe.
Right.
And they tend to have like weird. Like I've had like an Inchgower 9-year-old and Kregeliki 7-year-old, like some really weird ones you wouldn't be able to buy.
Yeah.
So that they kind of do that, but it's not really the same. It would be good to have like major, well-known stuff that's going on. There is someone in my back garden as I'm recording this. Someone with a flashlight searching in my back garden. What is happening?
Are you sure it's not the missus?
You know what? I reckon it's 100% not the missus.
Do you want to call the police?
No. I think it's our neighbour actually, and I think what's happened is they dry their laundry above our garden.
Right.
They're our upstairs neighbour, and something's fallen off, and he has chosen now the best time in the pitch black of night to search my garden for his lost socks or something, and he's going back in defeat. He's found nothing, and he's walking out. We're fine.
No. That's definitely not the start of a serial killer film.
No, I know.
One.
Christ.
Why couldn't he wait till the morning?
I don't know. Jesus. All right. Sorry to sidetrack this conversation.
Have a word.
He's gone. I might have to. Anyway.
Go on, what are you giving it?
Okay. Giving it? I'm finishing off my series of Talisker, and I'm finishing it off with Talisker Storm.
Oh,
so nice. I had Sky last week. I had the 12-year-old 2 weeks before that. And today I'm having the Storm version. And you know what? In my head, going into this, I was thinking, this is going to be really smoky. This is going to be like the word storm, because I've never had it before. It invokes like loads of smoke, loads of peat. It's like the hardcore one. And on the nose, it's got this really nice malty Speyside vibe. Like almost, if you've ever done a distillery tour and you've smelt new made spirits, the stuff that's just come off the still, they haven't aged at all, you get this very like malty note. Like it just smells like malted barley.
Nice.
And I'm getting that on this, and I'm getting very little smoke. And on the taste, there's hardly any smoke either. There's some, but it's completely not what I expected.
I mean, it looks dark as hell. It's so dark.
It is dark. And it's got like it's got a bit of a spice on the tongue. So probably similar to what you were talking about, George, that sort of tingling. It's two types of sort of burning sensation. There's like an alcohol burn, which just numbs your tongue, and there's like a spicy burn, which is that sort of like prickly, what I think is like that prickly kind of feel you get. And it's got some of that, and it's got a bit of smoke at the back of the throat, and it's just a nice, very straightforward malt, and it's nowhere near as smoky as I thought it was going to be. And yeah,
where did you get it from, Greg? Was it an offie or a supermarket or something?
So this was a Christmas present, and this was like one of those taster sets for Talisker. So it's like a load of small bottles, like 5 centilitre bottles for each one. So I went through all of them, and I have to say, out of 3 now, I've tried all 3. I might even recommend Sky over their single malt 12-year-old and over this,
really?
Which I think is the cheapest one, which is crazy to me. And I've only had 1 dram of each, to be fair, so I've not really had to spend a lot of time with either of them. But just from first impressions, Sky is what I'd go back to every time. It had that really nice barbecue-y smoke flavour, and it had a bit more peat, but it wasn't really harsh. It was just very easy to detect it was there. Whereas this, it's actually kind of hard to get that peat, and the peat you do get is very sort of spicy and somewhat harsh. So, yeah.
Oh, mate, it sounds unreal, Jeff.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
I thought it was a substitution.
I think you're right. He's off. He's off.
So this evening, gentlemen, I'm delving back into the drinks cabinet, and I think I've talked about this one before. I think I've had it on the podcast before. This is a Tamnavulin sherry cask edition, right? Mm-hmm. So this is there's no smoke in this. It's been aged in a sherry cask. So the sort of the usual sort of sweet notes are there. There's a lot of sort of brown sugar. I get sort of like ginger, like sweet, crystallized ginger, that sort of flavour. So there's definitely a bit of sweetness going on, but then a bit of a tingly, cinnamony, gingery, that sort of mild spice. Do you know what I mean? That Christmas spice, that sort of thing going on. Right. And I guess it's sort of mid coloured. It's nothing to write home about either way. It's just a standard sort of whiskey colour, basically. But yeah, it goes down beautifully, and I'm enjoying it. And it reminds me, I need to get another bottle. To be honest, I need just of something else. Like, I've been looking around, like, it's about time I bought another Scotch. So perhaps next week I'll have a new edition.
What about the Infinity?
Oh, the Infinity cask. Yeah. Well, there's been no new additions. It's still going strong. There's still probably about 3 fingers worth at the bottom of the cask. At the bottom of the decanter, sorry. So I guess it's probably do a top up, because you don't want it to get too low, otherwise the percentage decreases too much. But I saw Greg, you started your own Infinity decanter, right?
I started my own one this week. Yes,
good man.
The eagle-eyed listeners will have seen our Instagram, which has got. I'm trying my best to put stuff on there. I'm just so terrible with it, but
mate, you're doing well. You're doing well. What have you got in the decanter then?
So in the decanter, I've got a nice base of Woodford Reserve Rye,
great,
which is this really nice sort of spicy, non-peated at all whiskey, but it's like an American rye. And rye is the sort of flavour you get when you taste an American whiskey, like a bourbon, and compare it to a Scotch. That's the big difference. You can clearly tell bourbon is different, and I think that difference that you taste is the rye. Anyway, so it's really, really nice. And then I've got a bit of Auchentoshan 12 in there, which is a very nice sort of like almost that hamster cage sawdust flavour, which is so weird to say, but it's really nice. That's in there. And then there's a touch of Lefroy 10, which, I mean, when I say a touch, I mean a dribble, and it still made a difference. So that just goes to show how strong that stuff is. So it's a really nice base. I'm really happy with how it is at the moment. So I'm excited to see what happens when I add some more stuff to it.
Nice, fantastic. That's interesting. You've gone for an American base. Like, I've got no American whiskey in mine at all, and that's made me think perhaps I should chuck a little bit of Jim Beam in there, see how it goes.
Do it, mate. Why not? Absolutely, do it.
Yeah, I'm going to go for it.
Do you want a bit of Highland single malt Scotch whiskey to add to that as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, mate,
I'd love a drum of that in the
Sounds
Infinity.
Good.
Dealer, come on.
Oh, she's getting up, bless her.
Taking the time.
I love that she's got a name
aching.
now.
She's working her way up. She's finishing the fag. Oh, there. She's flicked a dog in at someone.
It's definitely a rolling.
Yeah.
It's not straight, is it?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Here she goes.
So my babe.
Yeah. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, in the ye old Prince's Elbow pub, the Blokes podcast pub, we're doing something slightly different. We're going to forego the pub quiz this evening. We think you're all quizzed out. We've got a little sort of slightly different quiz of our own. We're going to ask the blokes tonight. In fact, I'm going to let George introduce it. What's the question you're asking us, George, tonight? Because you've contributed this.
Yeah, so it started a few weeks back. No, probably about 6 months ago, to be honest, when during lockdown, you sat there, you listened to the same radio station, the same Spotify playlist, just the same songs keep coming on. I was thinking, bloody hell, I need to listen to something new. So I did a quick Google and I thought, right, what are the top 100 albums of all time? Just curious, like the certified sort of industry standard sort of publication. So Rolling Stone do a 500 greatest albums, and I thought, I'll just give it a go. I thought I'd start from number one and go through as many as I can. I doubt I'll do 500, but I'm aiming for 100. And it sparked the question because some of them are just absolute tosh. And it's difficult because I get it. Like, I respect them. I know, I understand why they're on there. But for me, doesn't add up. But
yeah,
we started talking about it, I think, in the pub, and I said, it sparked the question, what are your three favourite albums of all time? And so the question I'm putting to the Blokes podcast